Hi, this is Mandy from SunflowersAndDors. Welcome back to my channel. Really good to have you with me. Today I am going to be having a little play with something I've been, in all honesty, wanting to have a go at for some time. And I've never got around to it. And I've been watching a couple of videos from, I want to say Crafting with Toni, but I will put the details below. And that is, I want to have a go at some faux washi tape, vintage faux washi tape. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just looking around because I'm conscious I'm going to make a right mess. So I'm going to put this here. Okay, so what I'm going to be using, this is some grease-proof paper. Got some normal sellotape. I'm just going to check that it does come off. I'm just going to check that it does lift off there easily, otherwise it's a pointless exercise. Yeah, it comes off really easily, which means that it's not going to be a problem trying to get it on and off. So this is going to be the one, sorry, the noise is not great. This is going to be the one go. And then I'm going to have another go with something else. And then possibly another go with something else again, depending what time allows. So at the moment, I'm just using some plain sellotape. And I am just making some strips along here. That was a bit too long. Oops. I'll just cut that off there. So this is literally just normal sticky tape, sellotape. And I'm putting it on some grease-proof paper even, because it peels off lovely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some alcohol inks. Now, I have got latte. I have got ginger. They're the two I wanted. I've also got caramel, so we might have a go at that. I'm going to pull out my blending solution just in case. And I think the others are, if you want to go with some really funky colours, then you could do that. But I think I'm just going to stick to these at the moment. So I'm just going to go straight in. I've got an alcohol ink blending tool. Now, I've never used it for alcohol inks. I bought it thinking it would be good for distress inks, but it wasn't the best, and so I don't use it much, but I did have these spare, so I've decided I'm going to go with that. Now, I've seen lots of different people take on different approaches. Some people will literally just spray the inks all over here and just use a sponge or a, like a makeup sponge to go over them, and other people kind of put it on the sponge. Other people put it directly onto the blending tool. Just giving these a good shake now to make sure they're all ready to go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put it straight onto the blending tool. Let me open two of them because I don't want to be hanging around just in case it dries too quick, because it's so warm at the moment. It's crazy. So I'm going to put a little bit of, this is the latte, and I'm going to put a little bit of the ginger, so we'll have those together. And all I'm going to do is literally go over the sellotape like this. That's all I am going to do. And if you just dab it here, you get different effects. It's actually goes on a lot better than I thought it would. So yeah. And like I said, if you dab it, you get different effects, although it does seem to settle a bit better. So I do like that. Very cool. So I'm going to put that to one side to let it to dry a minute. And I'm going to grab another piece of greaseproof paper, and I'm going to do exactly the same with some sellotape. So I hope you guys are all well. It's finally awesome to be back in front of the screen with the camera on, because I just feel like it's forever since I've done any tutorials. I kind of like to do them all in advance. So I've always got a series of them, probably about 6 or 8. They're pre-prepared and ready to go, which of course doesn't make sense when you're talking about something in the video that then is way out of date when you start talking or when you play it. But I haven't got any spares now, so I'm going to be playing catch up. It's been a really busy month in the Junk Journal Ideas and Inspirations Facebook group. We've been celebrating our first year anniversary as a Facebook group, which has been fab. We've had lots of activities on, so that has been really cool. They're going to go on to the end of May. So if you haven't had an opportunity to get over there, you really should, because it is a lot of fun. So this one is the latte, and this time I'm going to use the caramel. I think it's a slightly different, warmer colour, maybe. Don't really know. Gosh, it's so warm. I'm not even going to have to get the dryer out, I don't think. I should be able to just use these as is. I mean, I don't know what these will stick like afterwards, but you can always use a little bit of glue or whatever after. You don't have to, they don't have to be ultra sticky, do they? Okay. There's not a huge difference in colour, to be honest. Really not a huge difference in colour. What I am going to do is I'm just going to put a drop or two of the blending solution just to see what it does. Just perhaps to these first 2 ones here. Because what this will do, I just spread it out a bit. Well, it's okay. Not sure. No, not 100% sold. Let's go back over that. But that's okay. Okay. Although it does still give a bit of texture, doesn't it? So that is quite nice. So I'm going to put this over here to dry. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I've got some vellum. Now with this, I am going to use some double-sided sticky tape. This was something Toni did, and I've seen a few people do this, and I really liked it, so I'm going to have a try. I'm not sure what it's going to be like on vellum. And the reason for using the double-sided sticky tape, obviously, is that you don't have to apply any glue if the sellotape doesn't stick well. I'm leaving some gaps in between, just because I don't know what this is going to be like. And I don't have any thicker double-sided tape, otherwise I would have used it. I think I would have preferred double-sided, you know, the thicker stuff. I've got thinner stuff, got much thinner stuff, but not any of the thicker stuff. Okay, I am going to stop talking now so that I'll fast forward over these bits so you don't have to listen to me rabbit on about absolute nonsense. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over and I'm just going to quickly cut off any bits that are excess, because they're just going to get in the way and stick to things they shouldn't stick to, and I'll end up having a little bit of a moan. Well, that's polite. Okay, so all I've done is on the vellum, and I have no idea if this is going to work, but on the vellum I have put some sticky, double-sided sticky tape on the other side. It's gone and it's creased it a bit actually. Perhaps it's just a bit too strong, but I'm going to turn it over so that the double-sided sticky tape is on the bottom, and I'm going to do exactly the same process. So I am going to use the latte, and I'm going to use the ginger. I think I prefer these two colours together, although it's a little bit difficult to see while it's still drying. It's actually really nice to have a use for these, because I wasn't very good at the whole alcohol ink activity. So literally all I'm going to do on this is I am going over all of the vellum, and you can see where it's scrunched and bits and pieces there, but that's okay because it literally, that's just doesn't matter. It's gonna age it even more and make it look perhaps a little bit more authentic, you know. And I'm just going over here to give it a bit more texture. If you want it a bit darker, then just add some more. I'm just going to go for the one colour now, which is the ginger, and see what happens. Yeah. So we're going to have some thicker bits and some thinner bits and whatever. Okay, so that is that, and I'm going to let that dry. They're actually drying really quick because it's so warm. So I'm hoping these are now dry, which they are. Awesome. So that is what this one looks like. Now, the good thing about having it on a sheet like this is you can just lay it flat. And that is the other one. This is the one where we use the latte and the caramel. And this is the one where we used the latte and the ginger. And there's not a huge difference between them, to be honest. They've dried really, really well. And then this was the tracing paper. Now, I'm not too sure what I think of this, because it's not like this one here is very glossy, whereas this one here is very, very matte. It's got a really, really, really slight sheen, but that's okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of this off. I'm not going to take the whole piece off, and just want to see what it looks like on something. So this is our piece here. I'm going to cut there, and then I'm going to rip it. And I'm just going to see. That looks really cool. That looks definitely aged, like old sellotape, like that. That's very cool. So those two are a definite winner. With this one, I'm really not sure, really not sure. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go down to the line where the tape is. If I can see it, that is. And I'm going to just tear this off like that. And that gives me my sheet. And then let's cut a little bit of that off. Now with this, I think it actually tears as well. Perhaps not as well as the other. I'm going to take my double-sided off. I'm going to cut that a little bit there. And I'm going to see what this looks like. Actually, it looks really good. I wasn't sure that I was going to be a fan, but I think it looks really good. Yeah, I mean, it is definitely matte, but it just gives a different look to your project, doesn't it? So we've got the sellotape there, and then this is a really matte vellum, but it still gives a really good look. I like that a lot. And we are only 18 minutes in, so I'm gonna try our third experiment. I will be right back. So for this third one, I have got some glassine bags. Now when Toni did hers, she actually had some glassine paper, but it's really quite expensive. So that wasn't something I was gonna fork out on if I didn't know whether I was gonna like the project. But I do have some nice large glassine bags. So I'm just gonna rip that. I don't know if that'll come off. It will come off without too much damage. There. And I'll do the same on this one. Okay. So what I think I'll do with this is I'll cut it down and do two separate strips. And with this one, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to use this. Because I like the idea of it having its own adhesiveness. Is that a word? Adhesiveness? It is now. Oh, there we go. So if any of you guys make this and do any different techniques, I would love to know. So don't be shy about putting them in the comments box below. I've seen loads of different versions of this, but I've got to admit, Toni's with putting it directly onto the blending tool rather than onto the paper is a definite winner for me. But I do definitely like the sellotape. And I can't remember, I've seen a couple of people's videos. I will try to dig the one out. And if I can, I will put it in the description box below as to who's I've seen recently. Because you just get inspired, don't you? You know, it's not necessarily one person that inspires you. It could be for a single project, but people do things so differently that I think it's really cool. That one thing I did recently was inspired by like 4 different people, and I thought that was really cool. Yeah. Okay, so I've done it on here again. I'm going to turn it over so we've got the back piece again. And I'm going to do exactly the same. So we're going to have some ginger. I'm glad these aren't smelly ones. I hate ginger with passion. Be pretty cool, mine, wouldn't it? If they had like smells to them as well. I'm not going to put quite as much on this one because we've got a smaller space we're working on. Now this, straight away, you can tell, it's got that shiny surface. So it's very much like more like the sellotape than it is the not acetate. Vellum. Now the blending, I love the look of the blending, but it does seem to just blend into one when it dries, so I don't know. Okay, while that's drying, let's do this one. We may as well while we're here. It'd be rude not to. Okay, so turning it over, and let's see if there's anything left. No, it's dried now completely. So again, we're going to go with some ginger. And then I'll add a tiny bit of caramel. Perhaps a little bit more than a tiny bit. And then some latte. Oops, a daisy. Splattering it all over me. Okay. This is so therapeutic. It's really cool. And it does dry so fast that I think you can just build up the colour. Just keep building it and building it. Okay. I don't think there's much, no, there's not really much difference in those, but I'll let that one dry. This one should be dry now, which it is. So again, I'm just going to use my ruler to move in a second because I can't see underneath it. So just use my ruler. Talking a different language today. To cut some off, and I think I'll tear it instead of cutting it, so we've got a nice ragged edge. And then again, you're just going to peel off your backing like so. You can, as I said, tear this if you want smaller pieces. Or not. Now I like that. So we've got sellotape, which is like ultra glossy. We've got the Glassine bags, which has definitely got a gloss about it, but not too much. And then we've got the vellum, which is almost matte. So 3 completely different looks. I would probably say my favourite out of the 3 of them is the sellotape. I think it's just that little bit more authentic. You know, when you get something that's like had sellotape on it for donkey's years, and that's what the sellotape looks like, isn't it? You know. But let me try a bigger piece. Yeah, see, that's still got a really nice. But no, the sellotape I think is the winner for me. So that is Faux Washi Tape, 3 ways. So sellotape for a real high gloss, glassine bags or paper for a slight gloss, or vellum for quite a matte finish, almost like a satiny sheen but more matte. So yeah, I absolutely love those. So they will go straight in a drawer. And as I said, I used the Ranger alcohol inks in ginger. You can see that. The latte and the caramel. The blending tool I used was, again, Tim Holtz, and just some of the alcohol pads, but you can use anything. You certainly don't need to go out and buy Tim Holtz. It's just that I've got it here and I haven't used it. So that is that. Really enjoyed that. That was really cool. I might have found my new addiction. We will wait and see. But yeah, drop me a comment and let me know what you think. It'd be really good to hear from you guys. Other than that, I will leave you there. As always, stay safe and be well, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, bye for now.